Ma'am, sorry ma'am na-late kami.
Okay lang, lagi naman akong late, eh, bawi-bawi lang. Kita, kita. Kita na, 'no?
Wala
Para
pa ma'am.
wala pa ba? Wait lang.
Ma'am, late kami sa assignment.
Oo nga, bakit kasi kayo late?
Ma'am, 'di ba kung
Ma'am,
Friday,
ako din
Saturday
late.
exam?
Ay, forward niyo na lang na i-forward sa akin.
Sige ma'am, thank you ma'am.
No problem naman yun. Hindi ko makita. 28. Okay. Yan, okay na? Wala. Lord. Ayan, okay na? Kita na, no?
Kita na po.
Kita. Okay, start na tayo. Saglit lang to, mga 20 minutes lang to para makapagpahinga na tayo dahil okay, nalilito na. So, explanation lang naman to ng budget process. Kung meron naman kayong copy ng NGAS or yung manual on NGAS, andun din naman yun. So, dun lang naman tayo kumukuha ng lesson kasi yun nga yung ating subject is government accounting. So, more focus on government accounting. Baka hindi na natin masagasaan yung yung other specialized entities kasi dun lang sa government accounting process and procedures. Sobrang dami na, ang hirap na i-relate sa mga students. Ng actual. Hindi ko lang mapakita sa inyo yung mga actual documents na need kasi hanapin ko pa yung isa-isa. So, ayoko nang magpakapagod dun. Anyway, nasa internet naman to lahat. Hindi naman tayo kailangan mag-worry. So, ang topic lang naman natin dito is the budget process or the budget cycle. Paano ba nagiging batas ang budget ng Pilipinas? Yun lang naman ang pinaka-main focus natin. Saan ito nagsisimula at saan ito nagtatapos? That is a budget cycle. Okay, isa-isayin natin yung 4 phases of the government budgeting. Okay, alam mo naman what is budgeting, so no need for us to discuss those things kasi na-discuss na natin yun dati pa. So, more focus lang tayo dito sa procedure on how we come up with the General Appropriation Act or yung budget. Kasi guys, sinasabatas din kasi yung budget at madami siyang pinagdadaanan bago siya ma-approve at maging batas. Once it is being passed by both legislative authority, doon pa lang natin siya pwedeng gamitin or yun, kasi yun yung moment na kapag naisabatas na siya, pwede na siyang gamitin. Okay, yun yung nagiging issue, di ba, dun sa budget hearing. Hindi ma-approve yung budget natin ng 2021. Nagagalit na si Duterte kasi dun sa Congress, di ba, yung mga issue. Kasi hindi ma-process or ma-approve ng Congress yung budget. Kasi nga dun sa, I think dun sa chairperson ata yun, spoke, ano yun? Anyway, basta yun. So, kailangan kasi yun guys ng approval ng legislative as well as ng executive authority bago siya maging sa batas. And before mapirmahan kasi ni Duterte yan, kailangan is both approved by both houses, the Senate and the Congress. Okay? Kasi alam mo naman what is the legislative authority or legislative power? Saan ba nagmumula yung mga bill, act, yung mga laws natin? It comes from the legislative authority, which is the Congress and the Senate. Kasi doon sila naman na nagagawa ng iba pa din yun dun sa mga local bill natin, dun sa mga lower or sa local government units. Yes, meron din silang rights to make a bill or act. Pero dun lang yun dun sa within their vicinity lang. Or I mean within their authority power lang. So, ay tiga Cardona, syempre, applicable lang yung bill or law mo dun sa Cardona. Okay, dun lang sa nasasakupan. Here, we're talking about here a national budget. Okay, lahat na to, buong Pilipinas na budget. Okay, so let's start. So, budget cycle or budget basis, there are 4 phases of the government budgeting. So, isa-isahin natin yan. Okay, first, we have the budget preparation, budget legislation or authorization, execution, or the implementation, execute, or the implementation, and last one is the review or what we call the budget accountability. This one, prepare. This is for approval legislation. This one is for implementation, the actual na. And then this one is for review or the accountability. Okay? This one is the last phase. Paikot yan. Hindi pwedeng mauna si execution. Hindi pwedeng mauna si accountability. Laging nagsisimula yan sa preparation. Kaya nga yan cycle. Hindi pwedeng mauna yung nasa hulihan. Pero guys, there are times na nagkakaroon ng sabay. Nagkakasabay si budget prep, si budget accountability. Kasi because of the budget calendar. Kasi nga ang budget ang budget for 2021 is ginagawa yan ng 2020. So, meaning, sa 2020, papasok yung budget preparation. Pwede ding pumasok si budget accountability during that year. Kasi review yun Review yun for the 2020 budget. So, kaya nagkakaroon ng overlap in implementation during a budget year. Okay? Ayun. So, although separate nga sila, gaya ng sinabi ko, although they are separate phases, there are times na nagkaka-over, I mean, not there are times, there is an overlapping on the implementation during a budget year. Kaya nga nang sinabi ko, kasi yung 2021, that is being prepared ng 2020. And this 2020, pwedeng mangyari yung accountability or review. Okay? Kaya nagkakaroon ng overlapping. Okay? So, budget preparation phase or the first phase of our budget cycle, it is being guided by budget calendar. Hindi kasi pwedeng, okay, January 1 start na tayo ng budget preparation. No, hindi yun ganun. Kasi meron tayong tinatawag na budget calendar. Ito yung pinakang guide natin on how we prepare the budget. Kasi guys, imaginein mo, ang budget na i-prepare ay buong Pilipinas. Okay? Paano yan mako-consolidate ng isang buwan lang? Imagine, buong Pilipinas yan, kukunin ang lahat ng budget, lahat ng agency, sub-office, sub-units, lahat yan, kailangan i-consolidate at para siya mapunta lang sa isa. Okay? Isa lang ang kailangang tingnan ni Duterte dyan. The sum up of all the budget per department, let's say Department of Education, imagine how huge the Department of Education is, diba? So, mahirap talaga itong proseso na ito when it comes to budget preparation. At saka ito yung pinaka-critical phase of the budget cycle kasi dito magmumula ang budget talaga. Ito yung magiging basis ng budget natin. Okay? So, kung i-imaginein mo how the government consolidate those budget kasi buong Philippines yan. Imagine sa isang department lang, let's say sa amin lang, Department of Education, na sobrang laki na ng Department of Education. So, budget preparation is being guided by budget calendar. There is a due date for that. For example, the due date for budget preparation is on March 30. So, lahat ng budget ng sub-office, sub-units under Department of Education, kailangan ma-consolidate na natin yan before mag-end ng, let's say, February 28. Why? Kasi kailangan pa yun ng budget hearing. Before the budget hearing, kailangan pang i-consolidate for each department yan. Diba? Kailangan ipunin ni Department of DepEd Central lahat yan bago siya umattend ng budget hearing. Okay? All of us naman is familiar na sa budget hearing. Nakikita naman natin yan sa TV, di ba? Ito yung, anyway, mamaya na yan. Kasi sa budget hearing, papasok din sa budget legislation kasi yung budget hearing. Sa budget prep pa lang muna tayo. Sorry, guys. Medyo nadala lang. Okay. So, the first phase of our budget preparation, budget cycle is the budget preparation. Kung makikita mo yung arrow na to, DBM, DBCC, it will start with the DBCC down to DBM and then babalik din yan kay DBCC for approval na ng ating president or the executive technical board. Okay? So, Ganun lang yan. Parang it will start to DBCC and then it will going down to DBM, and then DBM will consolidate all the budgets under their agencies, and then babalik lang din yan kay DBCC for the approval of our president. Okay? Approval lang. Kailangan lang niya i-review yan. Pero wala pa yung batas. Hindi pa yun naisa sa batas kasi will go down to the second phase, which is the legislation. Okay, start mo na. Paano ba ginagawa ang budget preparation? DBCC, ang DBCC guys, ano bang ibig sabihin ito? Ni-research ko to eh. Wait, this is the Development Budget Coordinating Committee. Okay? Kaya may expenditure levels yan. They are the one who determines the overall expenditure levels. Katulong niya guys is sina DBM Secretary, Secretary of Finance, NEDA Director General, and BSP, as well as the Executive Technical Board. So, ilan yon? 5 yon. Ilan yung sinabi ko, guys? 5 yon, di ba? So, there are the composition of DBCC. Okay? Sila yung bumubuo ng committee when it comes to budget preparation. Bakit kailangan po mayroong participation let's say, bakit kailangan po may participation si Depart or sa Secretary of Finance or Department of Finance? Bakit? Kasi guys, dito sa finance, papasok dito yung mga Bureau of Treasury, let's say, Bureau of PIR, the Bureau of Customs. So, they are helping the DBCC in determining the sources of funds. Okay? Bakit? Kasi sa kanila nanggagaling yung mga taxes, di ba? Let's say kay Bureau of Internal, ay kay BIR, di ba? Custom. Sa kanila nagmumula ang funds. They project the revenues as well as the borrowing. So, pwede nilang i-determine, okay, ito yung funds natin for 2021. These are the projected funds ng 2021 budget. Kasi hindi yan basta binabudget ginagawa. Meron tayong basis for budgeting. Kaya nga, tulong-tulong yung 5 departments na yan to come up with the expenditure levels, kung hanggang saan lang yung level. Let's say Department of Education, hanggang dito kayo. So pag nag-exceed ka, kailangan mong i-depend yan sa budget hearing. Bakit? Kasi kailangan maghanap ng resources para ma-provide yung insufficiency ng budget mo. For example, sa expenditure levels, okay, 1 million ka lang the Department of Education. Pero during the preparation, napakita mo na 1.5 million ang kailangan mo. So, you need to justify the 0.5 kasi kailangan gawa ng paraan yan ni government para ma-provide yung insufficiency noon. Okay? Let's say, kailangan niya mag-borrow, kailangang taasan niya yung tax na to. Ganun kasi yun. So, kaya dun sa budget hearing, kung mapapansin nyo, nagigisa talaga yung mga departments na malalaki talaga yung budget. Okay? So, what are those 5 departments that na nagtutulong-tulong para dun sa expenditure sa budget preparation and consolidation of those budgets? So, we have the DBM, the NEDA. Ang NEDA naman guys, ito naman yung nagpo-provide naman sila for the GDP. Diba? Yung mga inflation rate, overall economic assumption, yun, and so on. Okay? So, DBM, Secretary of Finance or Department of Finance, si NEDA, BSP, and last one is the Executive Technical Board. Ito si Executive Technical Board naman, this is the representative coming from the office of our president. Okay? Parang technical support lang siya as supervision for general supervision, general side, para makita lang niya. Kasi kailangan din ng representative for executive authority or executive department, which is the office of our president. Okay? So, 5 yon ha? So, DBCC is composed. So, what do you mean by DBCC? That is the Development Budget Coordinating Committee that determines the overall expenditure levels. And they are composed of DBM, NEDA, Secretary of Finance, BSP, and the representative from Office of the President, which is the Executive Technical Board. Okay, clear tayo doon. So, ano naman pong ibig sabihin nun, ma'am? So, syempre, kapag na-determine na nila yung expenditure levels, okay, it will go down to DBM. Here, DBM. Ang DBM, tatawag yan ng budget call. Okay? So, ano ma'am, ano po yan? Budget call, ang tawag kasi dito is, sasabihin na ni DBM sa lahat ng under niya na, okay, let's start the budget preparation. So, tatawagin ni DBM lahat ng regional offices niyan. Okay? So, hindi naman pwedeng tawagan ni DBM kami kasi, syempre, nasa low level kami. No? So, medyo mga higher level na yan. So, kung mapapansin mo, dalawa lang yan, di ba? The DBCC and the DBM to budget call. Okay? So, nilagay ko lang to kasi after budget call, it will go back to DBCC for review ng President. Okay? So, ang budget call, guys, gaya ng sinabi ko, lahat ng regional offices or regional agencies, tatawagin niya ni DBM for budget call. Okay? And ibibigay niya yung budget calendar. So, ito, dapat within this date or before the end of April, kailangan ma-forward niyo na sa akin lahat. Okay? So, hindi ko na nilagay isa-isa kasi down to regional agencies, marami pang sub-agencies, diba? So, regional agencies will conduct their own budget preparation. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Okay? Na kailangang ipunin lahat yan down to the last department units, down to the lowest unit. Okay, so the regional agencies, and isa-summarize ni DBM, and it will go back to DBCC for review ni President. Okay? Clear tayo doon? Clear na ang budget preparation. So, budget preparation lang naman is composed of two lang parts, DBCC and the DBM. Okay, after all the expenditure levels, lahat ng scenario nagawa na ni DBCC, nagkaroon na ng assumption regarding the collection of taxes, what are those expenditure, hanggang saan lang ba ang kailangan, it will go back to DBM for budget call, and DBM will call all its regional agencies for the start of budget preparation. And once it is done, we'll go back to the regional agencies as consolidated budget na, and then back to DBM and back to DBCC for the President's and its Cabinet's review and approval. Okay? Malinaw? Clear na tayo sa budget preparation. Remember that budget preparation is always guided by budget calendar. Okay? Laging kaakibat ni budget preparation ang budget calendar kasi yun yung magiging basis ng mga deadlines. Kasi imagine how huge the Philippines is, diba? Para mag-come up tayo sa ilang trilyon na budget na yun. Okay? Gaano karami ang kailangang i-consolidate nila DBCC. Okay? Ang hirap pala ng work nila. Ngayon ko lang na-realize. Nung pinag-aralan ko ang budget process. Kasi ang ginagawa ko lang budget prep. Wala na akong pakialam sa iba pang process. Diba? Kasi yun lang naman yung focus namin eh. So next, it will go back. So after the budget preparation, it will then pass, or after review of the President and its Cabinet's approval, let's see, okay na to, okay na yung budget natin, consolidated na lahat, and it's being approved by the President and the Cabinet's members, it will go down to the next phase, which is the budget legislation or authorization. Okay? So here, dito papasok guys ang budget hearing. Kasi alam nyo naman, ang gumagawa ng batas natin is the legislative power. Kaya nga nang na-mention ko kanina. Okay? So from executive branch, andun sa taas, yun sa Office of the President, down to the legislative branch, which is the budget legislation and authorization. So it will done through budget hearing. 'Di ba pinapatawag lahat ng secretary of education, secretary of ganyan, and you have to defend the budget. Okay? Okay na? Okay tayo dito. So dito, nag-a-appear na dito saan ba? Ito, yung NEP. Ito yung NEP na ginawa natin ng budget preparation. Okay? Yung output natin is NEP ang tawag doon. dun sa output natin. Okay? Galing yan doon, no? Yung NEP, that is the product of the budget preparation na ginawa natin. It will submit then to Congress down to Senate. Okay? Once na okay na siya sa Senate, NEP guys is the National Expenditure Program. Take note of these things. Kakagawa nga lang namin ng ano eh. Nasa ang phase na ba tayo yung ginawa namin? I think execution. Mamaya titingnan ko kung nasa na. Hindi ako sure eh kung ano yung ginawa namin last week. So, the NEP is the National Expenditure Program. This is the output of the preparation made, yung first phase, coming from the Office of the President or the Executive Branch down to the Congress, okay, for the Appropriation Committee or the General Appropriation Bill. Ito na kasi yung starting point ng pagsasagawa ng batas na ito. Yung GAA kasi yun eh, yung yung ating General Appropriation Act, yun yung sa budget. I'm not sure kung ano yung specific na ano, pero that is a GAA, General Appropriation Act. Okay, so reflects the annual budget and the estimates and sources of financing that is coming from the first phase, that the preparation. O yun lang guys, ganun lang gagawin kapag katapos ng appropriation committee ng Congress. Hindi naman kasi lahat is ano, 'di ba? So meron tayong appropriation committee. So i-review yan ni Congress. Tapos kapag nakita na ni Congress na okay na after the budget hearing, and then it will pass to the Senate. Senate naman ang magigisa dun sa mga department, the government agencies, 'di ba? Each department kailangan mo i-depend bakit ganyan yung budget mo, anong mga kailangan mong gastusan, bakit ganyang kalaki, 'di ba? Okay? So, after the Senate, magkakaroon ng Congress and Senate Committee, which is called the Bicameral Conference Committee. Representative naman yun for both parties, for both Congress and Senate. Okay? Then, after nun, kapag okay na, wala nang nakitang problema, it will pass into law. Okay? Ito na nga yun, ipapass into law. At dadalhin niya yun sa President for its signature. And magiging GAA na siya. Magiging batas na siya. Okay? So, the law contains, yung GAA kasi, di ba, we already discussed naman the PSMOOE and capital outlay. Yun lang naman, di ba, ang part ng budget. So, the law contains, or this GAA contains the PSMOOE and capital outlays. Alam nyo naman na yun. We already discussed those things, di ba? So, after budget prep, okay na tayo sa budget legislation, di ba? Now, let's proceed to the legislative power lang naman yan. Tandaan mo lang yun, di ba? Sa kanila nagmumula yung mga batas, di ba? So, once it is approved by Bicameral Conference Committee, it will go back to our President for its signature, and then yun na yung magiging batas. Once the President signed the law, as the GAA or the General Appropriation Act. Paikot-ikot lang, no? Siyempre, kailangan ng review for both, both houses. Okay? So, lower house and the upper house. So, ito na yung next phase, which is the budget execution program. Andito pala yung ginawa namin last week. Yun na pala yung budget execution and implementation. So, kung makikita mo, naggawa kami ng budget execution last week, and then at the same time, meron kaming budget accountability. So, nagkaroon talaga ng overlapping. Okay? So, nagkakaroon talaga ng overlapping ang pieces of our budget, pieces of government budget. Yun nga, same, gaya ng sinabi kong example. Last week, nagkaroon kami ng budget execution. Nakita ko kasi ito yung mga ginawa namin last time. Ito ginawa namin yan last week. So, under pala siya ng budget execution. And at the same time, ginagawan din kami ng budget accountability. Yan. Okay? So, nagkaroon ng overlapping between these two. Okay? So, paano nagka-overlapping yan? Ditong budget execution kasi, this is for 2021 budget. Let's say, yung ginawa namin last week, that is for 2021 budget. Pero yung budget accountability naman, nakasabay niya, this one is for 2020 budget. That is the overlapping. Kaya nagkakaroon ng overlapping. Pero guys, hindi yan same budget na pinag-uusapan natin, ha? Ito, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito is the 2021 budget. And then, ito naman, this year, that is a 2020. Okay? So, nakita ko na, ang ginawa namin last week is part of the budget execution. So, ma'am, ano po ang ginagawa sa budget execution? So, guys, dito yung operating aspect or phases ng ano ba tawag dito? Budget cycle. Dito guys, kailangan na, kasi di ba may NEP na tayo, nandun na yung mga expenditures, may total na tayo. So dito, papasok dito si agency budget matrix. I already discussed this last time, di ba? As well as the annual cash program. Ma'am, ano po yung annual cash program? Dito guys, i-divide mo lang yung annual budget mo to the monthly cash program. Kasi ang NEP guys, ang NEP is already na yan. Kumbaga, yan na yung actual budget mo na marireceive ng 2021. So, ang gagawin mo, kailangan mo na siyang i-program. Kailangan mo na siyang hati-hatiin for every month. Okay? So, hatiin mo lang siya. O, kung ano yung mga expenses na mas mataas, let's say January. Depende kasi yan sa agencies kung anong month yung mas mataas na kailangan nilang pera. Diba? So, for example, sa December, syempre, mas malaki yung December. Or let's say November, mas malaki yung November kasi doon papasok yung mga year-end bonuses, mga other benefits, ganyan, and so on. So, pag under execution, guys, tandaan mo lang yung 5 nakapalibot dyan. Ano? Yung annual cash program, monthly cash program, and the notice of cash allocation. Ito after kasi ng annual cash program, monthly cash program, ito naman yung magiging basis mo for the release of notice of cash allocation. Ito guys, same lang dito. Ito lang, considered as cash to. Kasi ito na yung magiging release mo for next year. Okay? Notice of cash. Okay? This one is based on your monthly cash program. Before, bakit may quarterly lapse ka? Kasi before, guys, ngayon kasi, ang lapsing of budget is quarterly na. Every end of the quarter, mawawala ang budget, mauubos yan. Kung may matitira ka pang 1 million dyan sa budget mo at the end of the first quarter, automatic, mawawala na yan kasi babawiin na yan ni government. Okay? Ang basis ko kasi dito is ewan ko kung ano yung source ko, parang luma na to eh. Kasi nakalagay dun sa source is last lapse at the end of the month. Before kasi, every month, nagkakaroon ng budget, nagkakaroon ng NCA lapse. Every month yun. Pero ngayon kasi, ang lapsing na ng budget is quarterly. Okay? So, malinaw tayo doon. So, alam mo naman ang allotment, di ba? Wala na tayong problema. Bakit mo pa nilagay yung allotment? Kasi nga, guys, hindi ka pwedeng mag-disburse unless hindi siya pasok dun sa allotment mo, as well as dun sa obligation mo. Okay? So, clear na tayo dito. So, it will lapse at the end of every quarter. So, yan lang naman ang tatandaan mo sa budget execution and implementation. The annual cash program, monthly cash program, budget matrix. This one, budget matrix, annual cash program, basis niyan is yung our budget prep na NEP. Okay? Na-approve na ng budget ng pangalawang phase. Na-approve na, diba? So, kailangan mo na lang siyang hati-hatiin. So, this monthly cash program, ang basis niyan yung annual cash program mo. So, yung notice of cash allocation mo, ang basis naman yan yung monthly cash program mo. Okay? Ilagay lang natin si allotment kasi hindi ka pwedeng mag-disburse unless walang allotment. Kaya naisama ko na siya as part of budget execution and implementation. Remember that the budget will lapse every end of the quarter. Okay? So, kailangan as much as possible, maubos mo na yung budget mo, especially the MOOP. Okay? Ang PS kasi hindi mo yan controlled eh. Di mo controlled ang PS. Kasi ang PS, papasok lang naman dun yung mga salaries, personal services. So kapag may nag-absent na teacher, hindi mo naman yun control. May nagbibili mo yun control, di ba? Ang magiging kontrolado mo dyan is the MOO. Okay? Kasi lahat ng excess, pwede mo yung gamitin for the purchase of supplies na kailangan for the agency's operation. Okay? So as much as possible, at the end of every quarter, ubusin mo na ang pera mo, especially the MOOE. But with the allotment lang. I mean, hanggang allotment ka lang. Beyond allotment, hindi mo na yan kailangan gamitin. Okay? So, next phase is the budget accountability. Madali lang to. This is the final phase. Ito na yung budget monitoring. Papasok na dito si Commission on Audit. Madali na, di ba? So, ano ba dito? Sa accountability, final phase, ito na yung tracking of the ito na, ma'am, nakalagay na. Okay nga, nakalagay na. So, tracking and monitoring of the monthly expenditures. Ito na nga yung ginagawa natin. Physical and financial performance. I mean. So, yan lang. Yan lang naman yan. So, we'll cover the preparation of the financial report, the physical performance, and so on. Kaya nga papasok dyan si Commission on Audit. Kasi sila yung nagmo-monitor and nagtatrack kung nagagamit mo ba in a nice way yung pondo ni government. Okay? So, no need for us to discuss this kasi accountability lang naman is the monitoring and tracking of expenditure of the budget or the government budget expenditures. So, ginagawa yan, periodic reporting by agencies like us, ang ginagawa namin, monthly reporting kami. Okay, saan ba namin ginagamit yung mga funds? Yan, dyan yan papasok sa accountability. Kaya nga accountability. Okay? Kaya na tayo dito. So, that ends the budget process. I mean the budget cycle process. So control of recording of APRO allotments, obligation, and the NCA. So pag ang appropriation guys, hindi yan gino-journal entry. Nire-record lang, tandaan mo lang yan. Pag appropriation, hindi yan gino-journal entry. As well as the allotments and obligation. Monitoring lang ang ginagamit dyan. Okay? Monitoring lang. Naisulat ko dito ang difference of pro and ano eh. Kung nakita. Okay. So, ang, ano pa ba? Already. Okay. So, naisulat ko dito yung difference ni appropriate. Actually, kasi kung titingnan mo, parang almost the same si appropriation and si allotment. Guys, huwag kayong malilito dun sa mga terminologies natin. When it comes to government, yan talaga yung lagi mong maririnig. Appropriation, allotment, obligation, expenditures, and so on. So, the difference between the appropriation and allotment. No? So, si appropriation, it represents the level of authority given by the government. Okay? Usually, it comes from the, usually corresponding to what has been proposed. So that is appropriation. Whereas the allotment represents the amount already released by the DBM to agencies. So take note of that thing. Kasi minsan, nagkakaroon ng interchange meaning kasi si appropriation and allotments. Okay? So, si appro pala is level of authority given by the government. Whereas si allotment, this one represents the amount already released. Okay, by the DBM to its agency. Kasi guys, sa DBM nagmumula yung mga yan. Okay? Pero galing din yan sa agencies. Kasi tinaas lang natin yan sa DBM for approval. Okay? So, ang kailangan mo lang i-entry ay si NCA, which is this one, Notice of Cash Allocation. Ito ang ini-entry. So, anong entry mo pag parang nabigay ko to sa exam mo. Sorry hindi kaya na-discuss pero nabigay ko sa exam. So, ang i-entry mo lang guys is si NCA or si Notice of Cash Allocation. So, debit, cash, National Treasury, MDS, and credit, subsidy income from national government. So, appropriation, allotments, and obligation, no need for you to journalize. Monitoring lang yan. Monitoring lang ang tatlong yan. Okay? So, records of the DBM, registry of APRO and allotments, kasi galing yan sa kanila eh. Although galing sa kanila, pero nagmula din yan sa atin. Okay? Kasi tayo din ang nag-budget niyan. I mean, tayo din ang gumawa niyan. Okay? So, kailangan lang i-record sa ni DBM for monitoring purposes. Kaya nga monthly, meron kaming pinapasa sa DBM para ma-monitor nila kung ang ginagastos namin ay hindi nag-e-exceed sa aming appropriation and allotments. Okay? Kailangang monitor diyan. And the Registry of Allotments and NCA. Okay? Kaya nang sabi ko, kaya monitoring of allotments at NCA kasi hindi ka pwedeng gumastos beyond your allotments. Yun yung sinasabi ko kanina. Kahit ang NCA mo ay 10 million pero ang allotment mo ay 9 million, ipalaps mo ang 1 million. Kasi maaari kang makasuhan dyan. Nasa batas kasi yan eh. Bawal kang gumastos beyond your allotment. Clear tayo doon? Okay, clear. So, when it comes to records of the BTR, NCA lang naman eh, di ba? Bureau of Treasury lang naman to eh. Ma'am, bakit NCA lang siya? Siyempre, lahat ng cover ng PAN, ng cash related, di ba? Sa kanila. So, yung lapse of NCA, yung 1 million na pinag-uusapan natin dito kanina na nag-lapse, mapupunta yun automatically sa Bureau of Treasury. Kaya nasa kanya ang registry of NCA. Yung mga records, nasa kanya yan. And replenishment. Alam mo naman yan, di ba? So, this one is the record of agencies. Ito yung records namin. Pinapakita ko lang guys kung ano yung mga records na minamaintain ng each agencies. Okay? So, yan yung minamaintain naming records. Actually, dalawa lang pala kami. Kasi wala kaming CONF. Okay? So, ang agency, yan yung minamaintain nilang records. Allotments and obligations. So, recording of allotments and obligations slips. Ma'am, ano po ba yan? Ito kasi guys, pag magbabayad ka, di ba, magbabayad ka ng voucher. Pag nagbayad ka na sa company ka nagwo-work, may voucher yan na nakaakibat, di ba? Halimbawa, nagbayad ka ng electric bill. Di naman basta magbabayad ka sa bahay, magbabayad ka lang. Sige, magbayad ka na ng electric bill. Pag ikaw na sa company, hindi ka pwedeng basta magbayad ng ganyan kasi may voucher na tinatawag. Same with the government. May disbursement voucher tayong tinatawag. At kaakibat ni disbursement voucher si ALOBS. Yan. Or si obligations. Okay? Sa iba, wala na yan. Yung sa mga commercial businesses, wala namang ALOBS na, diba? Sa amin, sa government, may kaakibat na din. Okay? So, normal business, basta disbursement voucher lang, okay na yun. Okay, dito sa government, kailangan ng kaakibat na ALOBS or the obligations. ORS nga dati tawag dyan. Kaya ngayon, iba na tawag. Nalilito ba kayo sa mga terms? Huwag kayong malito ha, pag-aralan nyo lang. Kasi malaking tulong yan sa inyo kapag ka sa government kayo nagtrabaho, hindi na kayo mangangapa. Kasi yan yun, ganyan talaga yung ginagawa namin. Naka-base naman yan dun sa, ano ba yan? Sa manual on NGAS. Okay? So, this is a illustrative entry. So, receipt of allotment, posting allotment to respective registries. Pinakita na natin doon, no? Kung ano yung mga respective registry for allotments. Nasaan yun? Ito, oh. So, post lang yan sa RAPAL. Okay? So, incurrence of obligation, posting in the obligation column of the RAOs. Kanina, nandun na yun. Nasaan yun? RAOs. Nawala. Nasaan yun? Ito yata, no? Yan, allotment and obligations. Okay? So, remember, no need for the allotments, obligations, and appropriation to journalize. Okay? So, NCA receipt lang. Ito lang ang i-journalize natin as well as the disbursement voucher. Ma'am, ano po ba yung disbursement voucher? Di ba sinabi ko na kanina, ito yung kapag magbabayad ka, syempre, kailangan mo na i-entry yun. For example, nagbayad ka ng electricity. So, mayroon siyang kasamang disbursement voucher. Ang entry mo dyan, guys, yan po ba, ma'am, specific account being paid for? Siyempre, specific account. Kung electricity ang binayad mo, edi electricity expense, then credit cash on National Treasury MDS. So, yan yung credit. Hindi lang siya basta cash, guys. Ha? May karugtong na cash National Treasury. That is the credit. Eh, paano pag ang binayaran mo yung empleyado? Anong entry mo? Ma'am, salary expense po. No, hindi ganun sa government. Okay? Hindi salary expense ang ikinecredit, dinedebit namin. Ang dinedebit namin, guys, is due to officers and employees. Kasi ang binayaran mo ay tao. Okay? Ang entry niya, not the salary expenses, but the due to officers and employees. Okay? Kaya nakalagay, specific account being paid for. Ano ba yung purpose ng payment mo? Ay, mali. Okay? Ano ba yung purpose ng payment mo? Kung ito ba ay payment for salary of employee, okay? Due to officers and employees. Kung ito ba ay payment for telephone expenses, di telephone expenses. Okay? Ano pa? Kung ito ba ay pag nag-purchase po, ma'am, paano po yun? Halimbawa, nag-purchase po kami ng supplies. Ano po ba ang treatment nun? Sa government, ang treatment, pag nag-purchase ka ng supplies, guys, papasok mo muna yun sa inventory. Same din naman siguro dun sa mga commercial businesses, no? I-inventory muna natin yan, and then saka natin i-expense out once it is used na. Okay? So, ganun lang. So, pagka may mga problems na kailangan ng journal entry, so madali na, ito na 'yon, no? Yan lang naman ang ginagawa. Okay, clear na tayo dito. So wala na. Ano pa ba? Wala na, ito lang. Thank you. May tanong? So kung wala nang tanong, may tanong ba? Malinaw ba? May nalilito ba? Huwag kayong malilito dun sa mga terms, no? Ang government terms lang kasi, guys. Ang tatandaan mo lang sa mga government terms dyan. Allotment, appropriation, obligations, mga ganyan. Yun. Kunin ko ng attendance. So, kung wala nang tanong, pwede naman na tayong mag-end. Okay? Okay na ba?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, sige. Thank you then.